Primary day tomorrow in a handful of states, just a handful, but their effect could be much broader. These races have members of both parties really sweating on Capitol Hill. Overall, voters frustrated with politics as usual in Washington could end up showing several incumbents the door. What does that mean for the fall? Fox News contributor Karl Rove is with us this morning, former senior advisor and deputy chief of staff to President George W. Bush. Hi, Karl.
Hi, Jane. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Let's get to Tennessee. It's where Jim Bunning, senator, is retiring. A Republican race we're looking at here. Kentucky. What did I say, Tennessee? Ugh. Kentucky, thank you. That's why we have you. The Secretary of State, Trey Grayson, who I should point out is going to be one of our guests tomorrow here on Happening Now, and the son of Ron Paul, Rand Paul, who is one of the Tea Partiers. Talk to me about what we should see, what we are seeing in this race and what we expect to see from it, the effects of it going forward.
Well, the public polls show a significant victory by Rand Paul, which would be unusual because Trey Grayson is the sort of establishment candidate, and Kentucky has a reputation for sort of being an establishment state. Grayson's Secretary of State was a Democrat, switched and became a Republican, supported by most of the congressional delegation except for Bunning, and supported by the state's powerful United States Senator Mitch McConnell. Rand Paul, sort of libertarian, running with a lot of Tea Party support, and not afraid to break crockery when it comes to describing his opponent. So this is one where we're likely to see sort of an expression of Tea Party sentiment, old-style politics versus new-style politics in the primary.
But you know the Democrats are salivating because they're saying if Rand Paul does win that seat, they think it's very, that it's vulnerable, and they'd have a good shot at it for the fall.
Well, he does have some unusual views for Republican against the war in Iraq, opposed the Patriot Act. On the other hand, if they shouldn't wish for what they're going to get, because the polls show him comfortably beating both the true front-running Democrat candidates for the Senate, the current Attorney General, the current Lieutenant Governor. So the same kind of emotion that's propelling Rand Paul in the primary could just as easily carry out in the general election. And this is a state where we've seen sort of populist, conservative sentiment elect candidates for Congress in the past. Several Democrats were defeated in past elections by Republican challengers because of that.
One last question for you, Karl. Again, from the Wall Street Journal this morning, they say after November 4th, a new kind of Republican Party emerges. Do you agree with that premise, first of all? And if so, how would you describe it?
Yeah, look, I think it is right, because we're going to see in the Senate and governor's elections in particular, some very strong leaders emerge. You know, Marco Rubio in Florida, I think, is going to win. Rob Portman in Ohio. You're going to see a different kind of Republican, more suburban, and more focused on the sort of the quality of life issues, like with answers for what Republicans would do on health care or making college more affordable, and small government conservatives. I think that's one thing that's going to tie together a lot of these. They're not going to be concerned with earmarks or how much bacon or pork they bring back home. They're going to be interested with how do they make government smaller and grow the economy so that our debts and our obligations are manageable and payable. And I think that's likely to happen after the November election.
All right. We're excited for tomorrow. A lot of stuff to watch. Karl Rove, good to see you, Karl. Thank you. Tomorrow.